If you're looking to add some fireworks to your My Team lineup, this is the weekend to do it. It's the 4th of July weekend. Team USA is hitting the hardwood this.
The Mile-High city of Denver, Colorado, the site for the Nets. They can finish at the rim with finesse or with pure power. Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan are looking to amaze as they prepare for a fight with the Nuggets. Nets, Nuggets, the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlow with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. A special treat for our viewers tonight. One-time league MVP Shaquille O'Neal is in the house and with us courtside. Shaq, great to see you.
Kevin, you know I love your voice. That didn't even sound right when you said that. One-time league MVP.
That does not sound right, does it?
Right. Should be 3.
How can that be?
I think because they stole it from me twice and gave it to the great Steve Nash. But anyway, it's good to be here, guys. I just love you guys. I just wanted to say that on national TV.
How about
one-time league MVP?
The worst co-MVP.
I mean,
right?
the most dominant player ever with only one MVP.
That makes no sense. DA, take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. Nikola Jokic loves to pass. He said an assist makes 2 people happy instead of just 1. So it's as simple as that. And that simplicity and creative joy is part of what makes the big man tick. Jokic said, "It helps me having fun out there. It's a different way to approach the game." And that makes him one of a kind in this league, Kevin.
Sure is. Thanks, DA.
And you can't help but notice the almost effortless athleticism of Aaron Gordon. Shaq, boy, he is bouncy.
Yeah, you put him in a dunk contest every year, there's going to be a lot of 9s and 10s going up. He's just that good. He can get you out your seat, boy, I tell you.
So the Nets starting 5. We've got Durant, Big Red out there with Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harden in at the 2-guard spot. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Murray out there with Will Barton, and it's Porter in at the 3 slot. He'll be the Nets off the tip. Here's Big Red. Pass to Harden. Basket, good.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
The pass to Barton. Outside for Murray. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Good.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now here's Barton. He picked up 15 points in the last one against Atlanta. Jokic draws the double. Back to Barton. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
Love the awareness Jokic possesses. Just has a feel for when his guys are open.
Outside Irving, pass to Durant. And stolen by Barton. Murray against Irving. Some solid defense there from Irving. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Jack, we know you were born in New Jersey, but moved around a lot growing up. What effect did that have, seeing so much of the world at such a young age?
I think seeing the world gives you perspective. I think it's gets you to the point where you could experience different points of view. I've always said that I had the Karate Kid sort of life. I could relate to all people.
I like that. That's a good comparison. First free throw is good.
And Murray, so exciting as he's continued to grow his offensive game. Not just a spot-up, three-point deep shooter, but now operating behind pick and rolls and becoming more and more of a leader for this ball club.
Both good from the line that time.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Outside Irving. Here's Durant, and the jam by Kevin Durant.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Now, here's Jokic. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Here's Barton. Missed inside.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And Shaq, we've talked about free throw shooting. For some guys, it's always going to be an issue. What have the new intentional fouling rules done to make the game better?
I think it cuts down on the endless fouling. I think the new rules also make the game go faster. You know, this game is meant to be entertaining and go fast. You don't want to spend 4 or 5 minutes, which turn into 30 minutes by just fouling a guy who can't shoot free throws. That never happened to me because Shakovich was 97% of the line. So that rule wouldn't work for me anyway.
It does give it a better pace, you're right. Here's Irving, following the score by Jamal Murray. Irving finds Jordan, 4 on the shot clock. For the 3, Denver grabs the miss. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And the difference in that one, the efficiency from range. They really focused on getting good looks.
It looked like the directive in that game was that they wanted to attack, and all that work that they put in on the perimeter turned into a big night from deep.
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. The Nets also changing it up. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Campazzo. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. Brooklyn leading by 3. There's the triple. Rebound by JaVale McGee. Nuggets have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Shaq, you were the league MVP in 2000. Some discussion about what defines an MVP. Stats, wins, leadership. What do you think?
You know, to me, numbers don't really tell the whole story. I just think you got to have the effect of winning on your whole team, your community, the arena. You just have to, you know, display it night in and night out.
A dominance, right, that just touches everything.
A dominance.
It's still just unfathomable that man only has one MVP.
I can't get over that. I know. There are a
Shocking.
couple guys like that in the NBA history, though, with one. How can they have one? How can you have one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not fair.
Shaq's more emotional than I recall.
Yeah. And for Gordon, you know, the sky's still the limit. He has all the physical ability in the world, and he has the instincts.
Here's Big Red. He had 15 points last outing. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And they don't want a repeat of what happened last year here. They know this is an opponent they can handle, and they don't want to give away anything like they did last year.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
So pretty when it's effortless like that. Blake Griffin up in the air, throwing it down, all second nature.
Rivers passes to Gordon. Green kicks to Rivers. From deep. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Now let's check out and highlight the best defenses in the NBA. Number 1, the Nets.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you can tell they really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
Pass to Dinwiddie. That shot off, and the Nuggets going the other way. Campazzo, Dinwiddie covering. Now here's Rivers. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Gordon. Puts it up from 15, and that one is off.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
Dinwiddie with it. Shoots the three. And no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Nets lead by 2. And we'll be back right after this. We recently checked in with Jamal Murray, who discussed the team's approach to each game.
The mentality of how we play, how we move the ball, how unselfish we are, next pass mentality, next man up mentality, and just keep each other alive. We got to, like I said, bring that energy, bring that enthusiasm that we always have.
Greg sounds like something a coach would say.
It's probably something his coach has said time and time again, but Murray's really matured into a reliable, sometimes spectacular performer for this team.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Big Red out there with Griffin. Then there's Harris. Then there's Brown. And it's Dinwiddie in at point guard.
And playing here in Denver, the mile-high city, the air has 1/6 less oxygen than at sea level. Shaq, did you ever feel the effects of playing at altitude?
I have a confession, fellas. May I?
Go ahead. I would love to hear this.
It affected me a lot. I used to foul shave. You know what foul shaving is, Kevin?
No.
Foul shaving is when you get 2 quick fouls so you can sit down next to the coach. Because the diesel was not fine in that altitude.
That was tough, huh?
Yeah, the statute of limitations up. So, yes, I used to foul on purpose in Denver.
Have you ever looked back at your statistics in those games just to see if they were really different than the rest of you?
They were not Shaq. They were Greg Ostertagish.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
In for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Big Red. James Harden, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Dinwiddie. And the league moving to shake things up, Shaq, in the regular season. There's an idea of a tournament maybe mid-season. One thing that didn't make the cut, though, changing the playoffs so that the semifinals are seeded 1 through 4, irrespective of conference. What do you think of all that?
I mean, it was a tough sell for the Eastern Conference. Historically, they've had an easier road to the finals. But I think reseeding would ensure a more competitive championship round. And, Adam Silver just didn't have the votes.
Yeah, and I think part of that is, too, other than football, nobody really reseeds. And you know what? You have trends some years. Look, you remember back in our era, big fella, the East was the dominant conference. You had it in the transition. And so I just think, you know what? You're just going to have those years. I like the format that we have.
You know what I say, Kevin? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I don't think it's broke.
And if it is broke, get a warranty.
Yes, good idea.
Take a break. Take a break.
I'm taking that one, too.
You're stealing a lot of stuff here. And that one falls for Paul Millsap. It seems like we're in an era of tandems in the NBA. Teams with at least two great players. Shaq, if you're selecting a pair to start a team with, mix and match however you want, who would you take?
Definitely got to take the Greek Freak, and I'm going to take Luka Doncic. Because they're superstars already, but they're still entering their prime. Give me those two, it's a wrap.
Yeah, for me, Luka, no doubt about it. It'd be interesting to see how those two would play together. I wouldn't mind pairing Luka with a guy like Kawhi. That could be kind of interesting.
Luka with anybody would be interesting.
That's a great point.
And it's blocked by Jordan.
And Jordan, a defensive stalwart, crushing the opposition with his shot blocking.
Porter against Brown. Now Porter, and he also played a big role in their last game with Atlanta. Clock at 6. Barton outside. Knocked away. Stolen by Harden. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
Shaq, you had some fierce rivalries with other centers, and later you formed great friendships with some of those guys. Is that something you pursued, or did it just kind of come organically?
I saw Russell and Wilt become friends off the court. I felt I should do the same thing with Alonzo Mourning and Yao Ming. Me and Zoe didn't really become friends until I got to know him. And I admit I was a hypocrite, because if you know Zoe, he had the mean look on his face. I thought he was a mean guy. Then when we played together in Miami and won that championship, I realized he was a great guy. And Yao Ming, he was an awesome guy. It's good that two different cultures could come together for one common cause. So it's good to have friends like that.
Did Yao teach you any words, any Chinese, or did you come up with any, say, good day, my friend?
For the first 3 years, I didn't speak to Yao. And then one time I hit him with a Akeem Olajuwon move, and he's like, nice move, big man.
No
and
kidding.
I was like, Yao, you speak English? He was like, yeah, Shaq, you never talked to me. True story.
That's a great story.
True story.
That's a great story. Here's Murray after the made shot from KD.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Irving for 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Irving's got the lead up to 14 now for Brooklyn.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
That's pretty much the only way to keep them from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Harden, that's good.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Denver calls timeout.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Gordon's checked in for Will Barton. Big Red's checked in for Brooklyn.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Big Red. Putting up about 18 points per, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't.
Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
Back to Jokic to stop the run. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
And we want to thank the big Aristotle for joining us here. Dropping knowledge as always. I'm telling you what, Shaq, you make our broadcast better.
I want to say I appreciate that, Kevin, especially coming from you anytime, any place. You know where I am, brother. Just call me if you need me.
Are you going to be performing any ballet, the big Baryshnikov?
Nah.
Have we given that up?
Nah, my toes are not feeling too well.
And Brent, a man who never ceases to amaze, Shaquille O'Neal, not only one of the greatest centers in league history, as you well know, but also one of our great personalities on TV covering the NBA on 2K.
Well, never ceasing to amaze is one thing, but the other part, Kevin, is Shaq just flat out always entertains, and it's so great to have him stop by and put his flavor on the game.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
He's a tremendous shooter, is Jamal Murray, and nice to see him get to the mid-range and knock that one down.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Outside, KD. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 6th assist on the night.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
To the inside. Jokic inside. And the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And so it's Brooklyn with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And making his triumphant return to our set, the one-man broadcasting phenom, Shaquille.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for the warm welcome. I just want to say, I get used to sitting on sidelines. Better get up here with you guys. It was pretty good.
How did they make room for you anyway?
No, it was a lot of room down there, a lot of snacks.
Potato chips?
Chips, popcorn, hot dogs.
Wow.
Papa John's pizza.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome down there.
I bet there were some donuts down there.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of donuts?
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, wow. Man, but if your back is hurting, what do you put on it down there?
And I put on my new suit from JCPenney.
Oh, wow.
It was just awesome.
But you sit in a chair a long time, your back gets tight. What do you put on it?
Oh, yeah, I put some icy hot on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's
Guess
good.
how I came to the game?
How?
I don't have a car deal, so I'm not going to name one.
but you need that insurance, don't you?
Oh, yeah. The great low rates you can get online.
No question.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Well, we've got a moment left set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Bill Barton is out there with Jamal Murray. And it's Porter in at the 3 spot.
And for Jokic, a slow start to last season, came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape, and boy, did he come on strong down the stretch. Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
DeAndre Jordan, I don't think he's shot more than 10 shots outside the paint the last few years, so dunking is what he does.
Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body. And I think we will see that in time.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
Well, it didn't take too long for Jokic to blossom into one of the better young players in the league. Much quicker than most folks, I think, give him credit for.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. JaVale McGee's checked in for Millsap, and it's Rivers in for Michael Porter. And Jokic drops them both. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Get open, get open, get open. Get out of here, man.
And there's the pass to Green. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Pass to McGee. Back to Barton. He kicks it to McGee. 5 to shoot. Campazzo. The Nuggets with another miss.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up, so maybe just a step too far.
The kick out to Barton. Right side, Green. And it's Rivers, top of the key. Denver needs to get off his shot. Campazzo, and it's sent back by Irving. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And the Nets making a change here. Brown's checked in. Nets leading by 22. Irving with the bounce pass.
Yo, set it up.
On the wing, Harden. He's guarded by Rivers. It's Harden with the drive, and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And now, a chance to see what's coming up for the Nuggets. On Thursday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Houston Rockets.
And with the way they've been able to march right along in this season lately, I think they should be able to keep things going in this next stretch. Just come out with the same energy and discipline, and you should have some wins.
Poke loose. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Got to admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Nuggets. The Nets also changing it up. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. Harris comes in for Brown. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
One shot.
Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Green taking his time here. Harden against Barton.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Here's Gordon. Cuts off the pass. A solo fast break. Here's Big Red, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Denver calls timeout.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
A different look for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Jermichael Green. Porter comes in for Barton. And Murray subbed in for Rivers. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the third. And here again, the Nets in transition. Up the court they go. Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, that's the kind of passing that opens up the eyes to Blake Griffin's overall talent.
Porter passes to McGee. Dishes it to Gordon. Murray outside. But they'll get another chance. McGee trying to break free. Count that bucket. Jokic just got his third bucket of the night.
Yeah, Jokic in a smart place there, collects the offensive rebound, very alert, and cleans up the mess.
Passes to Griffin. Harden against Porter. McGee with the block. Ball's knocked loose. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Back to Murray. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Great focus from Murray. Really sticking it to the D right there with the tough and one.
And if you're drawing up your starting five for team irrational confidence, Jamal Murray makes a strong case. This guy is fearless.
Paul Millsap's checked in for JaVale McGee. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Durant's checked in. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Big Red. He's got 11. Here's Griffin. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Dinwiddie against Murray. Pass to Jokic. And Griffin sends it back.
So Griffin using the vertical on defense. That's a scary thought.
And so it's Brooklyn in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Back to the action after this word. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got Griffin. Green is out there with Big Red. Then there's Landry Shamet. And it's Brown in at the shooting guard. Something that was floated as an idea last in the second bubble in Chicago. Britt, do you think eliminated teams deserve to finish their seasons?
I really don't, Kevin, for the sake of the matter that we're talking about people's health and the risk involved around players, their families, their extended families. If you didn't qualify, if your team wasn't good enough at the point that the season was suspended, I agree with the way the league went about the teams that were invited to compete in Orlando and to let the other teams spend the time, the most important time, with their family being safe, secure, and preparing themselves for what was next.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Green's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Well, he's one of the more popular players in the NBA in terms of fan support. They just love Blake Griffin's charisma.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
And the pass to Najee. Count it. Najee's got his first basket of the night.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Brown outside. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Denver. Inside. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Here's Shamet. And the Nets miss again. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. To the left side wing. Back to Jokic. Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs. That always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to be any cash prizes for the broadcasters, because now I think they're on to something if we could get that, you know. But in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. Jamichael Green, he's checked in for the Nuggets.
Mind the lanes.
Austin Rivers comes in for Shaquille Harrison. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Here's Dozier, guarded by Green.
Taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Both shots good from the stripe. A lot of talk about reseeding in the playoffs when you got down to the final 4 teams. If it ensures the 2 best teams make the finals, it would seem to me, Greg, to be worth it. What about you?
You know, it could be. I think about the worldwide attention on that championship round, but you got to get the Eastern Conference teams to sign off on that. And, you know, we've seen it happen in the past where the power shifts from one conference to the other, but ultimately nothing better than seeing the 2 best teams play for it all.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming. Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th.
This has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
Green dishes to Irving. Griffin against Green. For Denver, they've gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here's Dozier. He's covered by Brown. Shot clock at 6. High post shot. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Landry Shamit's checked in for Brown.
Second team foul. Now into the lineup for the Nets. Landry Shamit.
Here's Najee. Green with the rebound.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Irving's shot is good.
Such a remarkable scorer. Kyrie has such a quick trigger. The D has no chance there.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And here is Shamet. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true. And the wide open shot from Green. The second effort, and it's good on the way in.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. They were disciplined and focused.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Big Red.
That's amazing defense from him. Seemed to know exactly when to pounce on the passing lanes and predictive steals.
Astonagi to the paint to end the drought. Misses the layup. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyrie, a top-tier matchup I wonder if you circled this one on the calendar.
Every game is like that for us, especially going forward. We understand what we're trying to accomplish. The little things matter in the big picture, so we want to just come out and just have a consistency on both ends of the floor.
Well, it showed up tonight, man, with a big win, man. I appreciate your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David.
Let's start with the invincible cards, because I know you want to add Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Melo, and David Robinson to your lineup. Or maybe you're more interested in the dark matter cards, guys like Magic, Kobe, MJ, and KD. But the Galaxy
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. The Chicago Bulls revamped their front office. Along with that comes a new coaching staff. Expect an emphasis on passing, pace, and versatile players. The Bulls have talented young players, and as they develop that team IQ, they hope that this team will finally turn the corner. Kevin?
DA, thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Big Red out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Harden in at the shooting guard. And for the Bulls, White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Williams is out there with Young, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. And with a grueling season ahead, Steve, we're already seeing load management for a number of players.
I love that player health is #1 on everyone's mind. Minimizing injuries has become a focal point for this league. Just hope it doesn't affect chemistry at the end.
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Harden against Levine. Harden the pass to Big Red. Kicks it out to Harden. That 3 off the mark. And here are the Bulls now. Now here's Vucevic, and it goes down 2 points.
Can't afford to let Vucevic get comfortable. He's content to take these shots whenever the D gives them up.
Harden the pass to Big Red, and he makes that one.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now here's White. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
The Bulls shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
The first one falls. And so Young nails them both. And here's Irving. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Tipped away and stolen by White. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Nets taking it the other way, fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
You know what it is? That's good advanced scouting. They knew what they were in for, and they were ready.
And here are the Bulls now, following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Levine. Jordan with the rebound.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Shots good by Durant.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
Now here's White. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
You see Levine's filled out his frame, shakes off contact, and completes the play.
And the deep ball has come alive the last few seasons for Zach LaVine. He set a Bulls record for made threes in a season last year.
Hey, Greg, Zach LaVine continues to work and improve his shot, which has been fantastic. He not only trusts his shot at this point, but feel it's a strength now. He's more willing to look for jumpers and big possessions now.
Now, here is Young. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
The minute KD gets the ball, all eyes are on him. That leaves a wide open man.
Levine against Harden. And then Levine with the jam.
The creativity, extreme athleticism. You see why Zach's won the dunk contest multiple times.
The pass to KD. And KD throws it down.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Vucevic finds Levine. Jordan with it. Here's the break for the finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
In this game, just the first of 4 meetings between these two. They'll get quite familiar with each other by season's end.
It's the kind of season series that can really make a difference in the standings if one team ends up dominating the other.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Felicio's checked in for Vucevic. Daniel Tice comes in for Thaddeus Young. Green, he's checked in for Williams. And Zedaransky subbed in for White. And a new group in for the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Brown, he's checked in for James Harden. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Felicio, Griffin with some nice D. Nets leading by 7. And he lobs it up toward the rim, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
Here's Levine. Some solid defense from Brown.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star
No
last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. And he sinks the second. And he makes all three. And here's Levine, who brings it up for Chicago. A 12-point game. Satoransky against Dinwiddie. Now Satoransky. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Clock at 4. Green inside the three-point line. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 20-6 run. Dinwiddie left side. Brown outside. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Chicago calls timeout. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last timeout.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
They knew that the arena would be rocking. And if they could execute well on the offensive end, they knew they could quiet down this hostile crowd.
Here's a look at some of the stats for him.
Let's go.
54 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Satoransky. No points in the game yet for him. Brown outside. Over Levine. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. .35 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside, Levine. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Brooklyn leading by 15. Griffin kicks to Brown. Down low. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie for three. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
Now here's Levine. From deep three-point range. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we'll be right back after this. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to us about others setting him up a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Of course, playing off the ball is something that I'm comfortable doing. Like I'm able to catch and shoot. I'm able to play off, on the wings.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Satoransky runs the point with Levine at the 2. Daniel Tice out there with Green, and it's Felicio in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Nets leading by 13. Dinwiddie passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
That's what Griffin is known for best, his unreal vertical, which allows him to go over defenders.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Now here's Levine. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Milwaukee. Can't drop the tough three-pointer.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Chicago calls timeout. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Vucevic checked in for Felicio. Young comes in for Daniel Tice. Williams, he's checked in for Green. And it's White in for Levine. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Harris. James Harden, he's checked in for Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. And Young kicks to White. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the line. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Got that bucket in no time at all. 14 points for Big Red.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Vucevic up top. The dish to Williams. And it's denied. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Six on the shot clock. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
The first free throw is good.
The thing that really separates White is the quickness. whether it's with the ball in his hands or running off screens. He's very difficult to stay connected to defensively.
So he gets them both. And last year, Greg, we saw White get more comfortable in the offense as the season went on.
You know, more scorer than a playmaker at this point. Drafted 7th overall because he has the potential to do both. If he can add strength and cut back on the turnovers, he's going to be a very good player for a long time.
Irving can't get it to go.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
Now, Satoransky following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. The shot by Satoransky, no good.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
And there it is for him. And that's now 18 points for Big Red.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
And it's White missing. Brooklyn with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. Irving dishes to Harden. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. With the stoppage last season, the Bulls still became center stage after the release of the documentary The Last Dance, which covered their 6 titles with Michael Jordan in 8 seasons. There was record viewership, including most NBA players tuning in. Dynasties like those never lose their luster. Kevin?
Well said, D.A. Thanks. Here's Satoransky after the basket by Brooklyn. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. White's got 4 this quarter.
Look at Kobe White attack and adjusting to contact. Beautiful play.
Irving for 3, and it's Chicago with the rebound. And 1:01 left in the first half of the game. Satoransky the pass to Williams, and Williams with the stuff.
Oh, I love to see that kickback pass.
Unselfish play. Could have easily laid that one up.
Outside Irving. KD against Williams, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And that is why DeAndre is such a high percentage shooter. Wow.
White against Irving. And it's White missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Satoransky. And the Nets making a change here as well. Harris is checked in. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Sinks the triple.
Earlier in his career, Vucevic didn't take any threes. Now they become one of his staples in terms of his offensive game.
Now here's Durant. An 11-point game for him in the win against Denver. Shot clock at 5, and he comes up with the deuce.
You know, he's still slender, but KD's gotten a lot stronger. You have to wrap him up early. You can't let him get the shot off.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
What's crazy about KD, he's been an NBA champion and a finals MVP all in 2017, and I still feel like he's improving.
And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
You know, you look at how they built this lead. It's been through extra possessions.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, how'd you see it?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
Looking at Chicago, Shaq, your thoughts?
When you're that cold from the floor, it's always going to be an uphill battle. Better ball movement has to be the priority in the second half. They need to be creating a lot of good shots if they want to dig into this lead.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Big Red.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yes, defensively, what they've done, they funnel people his way and banking on his ability to intimidate.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's Big Red. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Durant in at small forward. The Bulls shooting their fifth and 6 free throws of the game. And the first one drops.
The potential is there for Kobe White to be a scoring machine. I love the strides he's been making.
And both free throws good for White. Nets leading by 21. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
The Bulls shooting a putrid 25% from the field. Poor shot selection all around. Dishes it to Levine, passes it to Vucevic. No good on that one. Good D by Jordan.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
The shot by KD. No good.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Now here's White. He has 6. Knocks it loose.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Now, here is Harden. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. 18 feet out, and that one goes long. The Bulls have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
Finally getting one to fall. They were 0 for 3 to start this half.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And although the passes aren't flashy by any means, Nikola Vucevic, a very effective playmaker at the pivot.
And Vucevic is very calm when pressed. Reads the defense well and makes the simple but impactful pass. Great in dribble handoffs. It's a big reason he averages almost 4 assists a game.
Tice is checked in for the Bulls. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the Nets. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And of course Chicago. Right now they're 5 spots below them.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, they've had a nice run here to start the season. Up there near the top of the standings and looking like they're comfortable.
More than comfortable. They look dangerous. This isn't a team that's going away anytime soon. Trust me on that.
Here's Levine. James Harden picking up that last basket. Outside, White. Pass to Vucevic. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Nets.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
And that one's good, Irving.
All the way back in high school, Kyrie showed us he has a unique touch from distance.
Now here's White. He has 6. With the teardrop, here's Vucevic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And he makes the first. So for the Bulls, Green, he's checked in for Williams. And Zedaransky subbed in for White. And then for Brooklyn, Griffin's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. And both free throws good for Vucevic.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Pass to Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Vucevic.
When you put a smaller player on Blake, he has the ability to drive it, draw contact, and get to the free throw line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw good from Griffin.
You know, in high school, he won 4 state titles, voted College Player of the Year at Oklahoma. Blake Griffin, he's used to success.
Felicio's checked in for the Bulls. And a change for the Nets. Brown's checked in. Both free throws good from Griffin. And here is Zedaransky. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Tice finds Levine. And the layup falls.
The question for Zach Levine coming in, will he get strong enough? There's your answer.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Here's Big Red, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Chicago the foul. The Nets have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6. And he knocks down the first one. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Blake Griffin. He's perfect from the line this time.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
On the wing, Levine. Over Harris. Levine can't hit.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really.
Oh, the power on that throwdown.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Now, here's Green. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Levine passes to Felicio.
I mean, a great decision by Zach Levine. Could have forced one up, but he's trying to keep his teammates involved.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, good to hear from you. Now, Zach Levine has become a star, but he knows there's still work to be done. He said, I'm stepping into a leadership role, asking more of myself and giving more each year. You've got to look at your faults. I have to continue to improve my defense. I want to help us make the playoffs. My next step as a player is winning. Guys, back to you.
Great attitude. David, thank you. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. There's the feed to Jordan. And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws.
Gotta love the intensity of DeAndre, finding a way to be aggressive and get to the line.
The Nets have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. First one falls for him.
And for all the developments Jordan's made to his game, free throw shooting remains a challenge.
And so Jordan nails both of them. The Bulls have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. The pass to Levine. Tice with the ball. Dinwiddie covering. And Tice gets it to go.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Passes it to Dinwiddie. Kicks it to Brown. 5 on the clock. Tries again. And Jordan with the layup. Jordan's got 10 points.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Levine. He's got 10. And he uses the glass on the layup. Levine's got 8 here in the quarter.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Dinwiddie outside. Shoots over Satoransky. And the shot falls short this time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And the Nets with possession here. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. Start a 3-game homestand with that game. They've got Garrett Temple on out there with Young, and it's Arcidiacono in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Young, the shot's good. Brown making the play.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Dinwiddie kicks to Green. Last year, LeBron, as we know, Steve, broke Derek Fisher's record for most postseason wins. Talk about the weight of that accomplishment.
You know, Kevin, let's take those 2 players. Start off with Derek Fisher. Give him a lot of credit. As a role player, he was on some great teams and contributed. Unbelievable to have that record. And then on the flip side, LeBron James was on some great teams, and he was the reason they were great teams because he's one of the greatest players of all times. 2 different type of players, but both are very impressive.
Chicago making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. The Nets also changing it up. Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Landry Shamet comes in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Both free throws good from Green. Well, the Bulls shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Here's Arcidiacono. Brown the pass to Young. No good that time. Great D that time from Green. In the corner, Shamet with it. Off target with his 3. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Arcidiacono. Brown outside. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Shamet. Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
And using every bit of that large frame for the exclamation point. Vucevic, a force around the rim.
Irving drives in. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
That's good from Irving. Steve, you look at the large companies being created right now by some NBA players like LeBron and Steph. Talk about the example that sets for kids who look up to these guys.
You know, Kevin, I think it's a great example. Reason why they are showing the next generation of kids that's taking basketball serious, that they're more than just a basketball player. They are prepping for life after the game is over, but able to do it while they're playing.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. They kick it out to Green. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists here tonight.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Here's Temple. Here's Arcidiacono. Good as the jump shot falls. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Pass to Irving. Can't hit from the elbow. Bulls have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Young dishes to Brown. Young inside. He's covered by Irving, and it's Young. That time on the assist by Brown.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Outside, Green. To the wing right side. Here's Griffin. Lays it up and banks it in.
You talk about a guy that can finish through contact. That's Blake Griffin.
And so it's Archie Diacono with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. He dishes it to Temple. To the middle. Here's Young. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Irving looking for an opening. That one falls.
He gets to the rim at will. Kyrie, one of the most elusive players you'll ever see.
Here's Archie Diacono. He's covered by Irving. There's Brown with the three. He can't get that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Outside Irving. There's 1:26 left in the fourth. And that one, good.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Big Red.
I'll tell you, his shot blocking made a big impact. Whether it was on the ball or rotating over to help, he provided the intimidation factor this defense needed.
A high IQ player, Vucevic has that sixth sense for when to cut after screening for a teammate.
Now, here's Shamet. Pass to Irving. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And Temple kicks to Brown. Young inside. He's against Green. There's the pass to Brown. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. So long.
Also new to my team is Gauntlet Spotlight Sim. Here, you'll have to complete 30 of the most intense challenges in all of my team. But if you're up for the challenge, you'll be rewarded with a Dark Matter card for each challenge you defeat. Complete all the challenges, and you'll have Invincible Taco Fall. There's so much going on in my team, so I'll let you get to it. Don't miss out on all the fun.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We're the land of the free and the whole.
Lots of enthusiasm around that presentation of the Star Spangled Banner. And we've got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned. There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And now we'll take a second to look at the race for Rookie of the Year. A new year ahead of us and so much more for these young players ranked by their impact so far. Well, you look at Big Red. What a rookie year he's having, guys, atop the rankings right now. And even though it might be a tight call, he's definitely the favorite.
And what a feeling right now for him. I mean, sitting on top of the heap of all that young talent.
And that's no small achievement. I mean, even early on like this, I think it shows you how well he fits into playing at this level.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. They've got McDermott. T.J. McConnell is out there with LeVert. Then it's Turner. And it's Warren in at the 3 spot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Jordan. Durant is out there with Big Red. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Harden in at the 2. Clark, what do you think is the most important thing a player has to focus on when it's this early in the season?
I think a couple of things, Kevin. One is just doing your job, understanding how you best do your job for your team, and then getting comfortable with your teammates and being able to handle the nuances of game planning as you approach different opponents. The mental aspect of getting ready to perform at a high level. Man, Durant is a flat-out baller, showing off his wily strength on these tough finishes. He's a thin guy, but he's a strong guy.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year.
One shot.
And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. It's a 3-point game. Passes it to Warren. Now here's Durant. From outside the arc. Here's Big Red. Banked in off the glass.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Turner. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. And it's sent back by PD. On up the court. And the basket by Harden.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
McConnell with it. He's covered by Irving. Right side Warren.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And finished off by KD.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now, here's McConnell. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Over in the corner, Warren. Shot to stop the run. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is. And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Now, here's McConnell, covered by Irving. Outside Warren. Offensive rebound. Back to McConnell. Just 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
That's good from McConnell. That one falls, so he hits both of them. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Pass to KD. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Durant's got 8.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Now, here's LeVert. His last outing, he had 8 points.
All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
Irving dishes to Harden. Jacks up a 3. He's off on that one. Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against Chicago. Outside Warren. Now the pass to LeVert. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Brooklyn with the ball. A 14-2 run over the last bit.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with the Pacers head coach. He said that James Harden has the ability to win a game all by himself. Coach said there's no limit to how many points he can score. We have to try to make other people beat us and live with the results. So they'll try to do what they can to get the ball out of his hands. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for James Harden. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Indiana also making some changes. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Doug McDermott. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Warren. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for TJ McConnell. .152 left to play in the first. Brogdon finds LeVert.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
Stolen by Brogdon. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, Malcolm Brogdon is so good in so many ways. He's got an old school game and approach. Nothing flashy, but everything effective and done well. Always aware of the situation he's in. Knows when to pass, when to shoot it. Runs the pick and roll exquisitely. And is an excellent teammate. Boy, what an asset he is to the Pacers.
First free throw is good.
And without a doubt, Brogdon saw more usage with the Pacers, and, man, he stepped up to the challenge.
And, you know, Greg, his shooting percentage did dip with the added usage, but he was still efficient for his position, and I thought he blossomed as a playmaker, too. I mean, he created well for others and really was a catalyst for the Pacers' success.
Brogdon hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Pass to Dinwiddie. 1:09 left here in the opening quarter. 5 to shoot. Here's Brown. Brissett grabs the miss.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Yep, it counts.
Boy, with that strong body and good size, Brogdon's able to finish through contact.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Here's Dinwiddie. And that one is stuffed right through.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Passes to Sumner. Here's Lamb. Brogdon outside. And he gets the bucket.
You know, Malcolm Brogdon is not the biggest guy, but that does not stop him from being aggressive and assertive inside.
Here's Griffin. He's still scoreless so far in this one. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Nets lead by 12. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And the Nets with possession here. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Griffin is out there with Big Red. Then there's Harris. Then there's Brown. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. The Nets shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I'd go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Nets leading by 14. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. And it's Brogdon off the drive. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Brogdon has really good strength, and despite being bumped by the defense, still maintains his balance and plays right through it.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. Some changes for Brooklyn. KD's checked in for Big Red, and Irving subbed in for Brown. Warren's checked in for the Pacers. That free throw good from Brogdon.
You know, he's a big guard who really uses his size well. Brogdon is capable of playing either of the guards, but he's old school in that way, just a guard who happens to be very versatile.
And here's KD for three. The rebound by Brogdon.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Bitadze with the bucket.
Boy, he could have taken himself, but he went from good, better to best in getting the shot for his teammate.
Dinwiddie with it. Pass to Irving. The layup off target.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Sumner. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. For Indiana, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
The first free throw is good. Some changes for Brooklyn. Jordan comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Harden in for Dinwiddie. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Inside, Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
That's one of the areas he's really improved. Durant's passing abilities have grown as his years in the league have grown.
Now, here's McConnell. He's tightly guarded.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
The shot's good from Irving.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Trailing by 13. Indiana moving it around. He dishes it to Turner. Carries it down low.
That's weight room action right there. Excellent strength from Turner. You try to get physical with him, and he can overpower you.
The pass to KD. The kick out to Irving. Durant got the loose ball, but that will be a backcourt violation. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Wednesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic. Then on Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
LeVert's checked in for the Pacers. And now that we have a moment, let's see the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Nets.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
And Turner kicks to LeVert. Pass to McConnell. And that one hits back iron. Nets leading by 11. Harden Harden the pass to Irving. Back to Harden. From deep. But they get it back. Harris outside. Feeds it to Jordan. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that, more than anything, allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. that wouldn't. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, at this stage of his career, Jordan not only knows his role, but thoroughly and fully embraces it. He's out there to provide energy and hustle on defense and on the glass.
Big Reds checked in for Joe Harris. And so Jordan nails both of them.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Passes it to McDermott. Kicks it to Warren. Lock at 6. Pass to McConnell. From deep. Rebounded by the Nets. Big Red's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And that one's good, Irving.
Boy, that's exactly how you punish a team in transition. Kyrie getting out in front and going straight on the attack.
McConnell scanning the floor. LeVert against Durant. Here's the teardrop. And it's good on the layup.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
LeVert against Harden. Fires from deep. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Nets, a terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Pacers, right behind them, just one spot down.
And right now for the Nets, they haven't needed any time to find their footing this season. The guys gelled right away. The coaching staff has done a terrific job. It's been a dream start to the year for them.
Yeah, and you can tell they enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry amongst this group, and they've been having fun as they've gotten off to this good start.
Russell, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Pacers trail by 13. Here's Warren, and it's Warren with the jam.
Well, really hard to stop Warren when he gets moving downhill. I mean, he's got a really strong body, and he also has a pretty tight handle, too.
Now Kevin Durant, outside Irving. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. And I'm Kevin Harlan. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. Well, Durant having to sit out all last year due to injury. Now that he's back in action, how do you feel about this move to Brooklyn? Kenny, you can start us off.
I like the move because Durant likes it. You know his time was up in Golden State, and he didn't like it there. So when he's engaged in the franchise, I think he's going to be a great player.
Look, a star like KD needs to be in a big city. Brooklyn seems to be a good fit for him. That's what he's looking for. Be careful what you ask for.
Always good advice. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. It's been one outstanding game from Big Red.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And so in the game for the Pacers. They've got Warren. Turner is out there with McDermott. And it's T.J. McConnell. And it's LeVert in at the shooting guard position. Now, here's McConnell, covered by Irving. Warren kicks to McDermott. LeVert against Harden.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Boy, Jordan is an alley-oop specialist, a big target with strength and bounce.
Bounce pass from McConnell. Turner finds LeVert. Back to Turner. The pass to LeVert. Shoots from the high post. That one doesn't drop. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
They get it back. Durant with a wide open look. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Durant's got 11.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now, here's McConnell. D right on him. Here's Warren. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Warren's all-around skill set impressive. This guy is an offensive force.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line, and those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
And he makes the first.
Well, I tell you what, coaches really love reliable shooters like Warren. I mean, he's a talented guy who can really get it done from anywhere on the floor.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Both free throws good from Warren. Well, we know, Clark, that something that's also going to impact the NBA this season. Teams are not going to get a lot of footage of the incoming draft class.
Great point, Kevin. And again, that's why the executives get paid the big bucks. Hopefully they've done plenty of work to see a number of players prior to the college tournament being canceled. And it's a bit of an art and science equation anyway when you're evaluating young players, and this just exacerbates it a bit because you don't have that little bit more of information that you'd like to have. So in that case, you go with what you do have to the best of your ability.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the free throw drops for LeVert.
And guys, Karis LeVert can do so much while he's on the basketball floor. The problem for LeVert is just staying on the basketball floor.
Yeah, injuries have really slowed him down the last couple of years, Greg, and it's unfortunate because this kid's an outstanding player. He gets it done in every way as a wing scorer. He can make plays, he can defend, he can score the ball. LeVert says he tries to model his game after Penny Hardaway, and if he can stay healthy, I don't think that comparison's too far off.
LeVert against Harris. Back to Griffin. And a fast break now for the Pacers.
This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Outside for Griffin. Harris against LeVert. Here's Griffin. Lays it up off the glass.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Brogdon outside. From past the arc. They grab their own miss. And it's good. 2 points. Bitadze's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Pass to Harden. Here's Big Red. Launches it. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his third assist on the night.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Durant's checked in for the Nets. Brown comes in for Harris. In Indiana with a change here too. Lamb's checked in. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Sumner, guarded by Harden. Releases. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Nets leading by 19. Out left to the wing. Here's Dinwiddie. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Passes it to Brogdon. Here's Bitadze. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Bitadze's got his third basket of the night. 1:35 left to play in the third. Here's Durant. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high. Makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Pass to Lamb. And it's blocked. Here's Sumner. No good with the triple. Brooklyn leading by 21 to the inside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Brogdon. He's around 14 points per game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
That free throw good from Brown. Some changes for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Big Red. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. And Brown drops them both. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside, Lamb. 44 seconds left here in the third quarter. Brogdon the pass to McDermott. Here's Lamb. Drains it from 17 feet out. Lamb's got his first points of the night.
I really like this guy's mid-range game. Lamb's in-between shot is often cash money.
There's the pass to Durant. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner. The Nets have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, they've taken a huge step forward at the free throw line this season, especially when you compare it to last season. They're a completely different team in that area.
The first one falls.
Well, you look at Durant, and it's obvious he feels like he's got so much more to prove. I mean, he's as driven a player as you'll find in this league. That's part of his greatness.
Durant nails both of them. And it's Warren with the ball for the Indiana Pacers. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's the Nets opening up a huge gap. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And here's McConnell, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Irving. Durant is out there with Brown. Then it's Jordan. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2-guard spot.
Boy, the hard work inside from Turner paying dividends. A real handful for the defense down low.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Brooklyn?
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And he knocks down the first one.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, because you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Both free throws good from Turner. And Clark, because of COVID, the timeline for this season has been altered. Are you ready for more summer basketball?
Man, I tell you what, Kevin, I'm not sure. I've always been a proponent of the season being shorter at the NBA level. I know it's impossible. The toothpaste is out of the tube in terms of obligations on the media front. But I think the league would be better served starting a little bit later, ending sooner. If summer basketball has to happen at the NBA level, I would hope it's the last time we have to do deep summer basketball. I think it's more of a winter sport that trickles into the late spring versus being a summer game at the pro level.
Here's Dinwiddie. A three-pointer off the mark.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And Lamb kicks to McConnell. Pass to Warren. Shot clock at 6. It's good on the putback.
That's all about the ticker for Turner. Big heart, a real juggernaut on the boards who uses those long arms exceedingly well to get second chance opportunity.
Outside Durant from deep three-point range. The rebound by Turner. Pacers trail by 21. Warren the pass to McConnell. Back to Warren. The three. Again, the miss by Warren.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Well, you hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed, or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem, and Robinson, and Shaq. Some would say, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? You know, Giannis.
Yep.
You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you're involved in more facets of the game.
Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Outside Warren. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Irving. Now, here's McConnell. From deep. Rebound, Brooklyn. Big Reds. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
James Harden, he's checked in for the Nets. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Brissett's checked in. J.K. Sampson comes in for McDermott. Justin Holiday's checked in for T.J. Warren. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Clark, that had to be hard for so many players being isolated from family and loved ones while on the Orlando campus to finish last season.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that part of it would have felt like, Kevin. I mean, the playing part, once you get to the gym, wherever that happens to be, an outdoor playground, inside, whatever, you lock into trying to be your best for your team and trying to knock out the other team. But as far as the other side of it, being separated from family, not having the real freedom to move about, that would take some getting used to. But as a guy who travels all the time, being comfortable inside the four walls of a hotel room or on the road is something that I think players have grown accustomed to and handle pretty well.
Moving against Holiday.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
Jordan. He can't get that one to fall. The Pacers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them.
But nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Irving looking over the floor. It's deflected. Holiday against Irving. And it's sent back by Irving.
Irving bringing a little more intensity to the defensive end there, using his speed to get ahead of that shot.
Pass to Big Red. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And one of the major pushes from NBA players was to get more people, Clark, out to vote.
Love it, Kevin. Again, creativity. Clearly, this circumstance and the climate of our country, the platform that NBA players and all athletes have to be able to voice their concerns and inspire and encourage and help others become aware of things that are not right and what we can do to influence and inspire change. All of that is part of our responsibility as human beings to try to live right and do right by others. The things I've seen from the players in their agitation and activation and commitment is inspiring, and it's compelling me to think about how I can be more and be better and do more and do better.
And so he hits both. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Pass to Brissett. And it's Holiday at the elbow. And the pass to Holiday. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Shamet. The shot by Holiday, no good. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Can he keep it going? And he hits the jump shot. And it's now 22 points for Big Red.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nets.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Big Red.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
Holiday, the pass to Bitadze. Second shot opportunity. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You've got to work harder on the glass.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Pass to Big Red. Lets it go from deep. Cans it from downtown.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. With DeAndre Jordan, you were a big factor inside tonight. How important was it to control the paint?
You know, we just wanted to set the tone defensively for our team. We knew that they had some great guards who, really penetrate and break defenses down.
Well, you took a lot of that away, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
A few weeks ago, I challenged King Jordan 2K to an ambitious 50-game win streak on the park. While that's not impossible, it's quite tough, so I felt a little bad. So how?
The borough of Brooklyn is the location for the Hornets. For Brooklyn, they're playing with terrific focus. Their hard work from the summer is paying off with a quick start right out of the gate. Hornets, Nets. We'll be right back for the tip-off. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And at the start of the new year, a look here at the Rookie of the Year race. Some great young players making their entree into the NBA. And you look at Ball, he's gotten off to a blazing start and has settled into that #2 spot in the rankings. A lot of season left for him to jump to #1, though.
And really not surprised with the kind of talent he possesses to be ranked 2nd already.
Well, guys, it hasn't taken long at all to see what an impact player he's going to be in this league.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks very much. We have all heard the rumors regarding Kyrie Irving's moodiness. His teammate Kevin Durant said, Kyrie is an artist. He has his way of doing things, and I support him 100%. Irving said, human beings have mood swings. I don't have to be perfect. My teammates know who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right,
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised, it's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Rozier's out there with Ball, and it's Hayward in at the small forward. And for Brooklyn, Big Red out there with Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harden in at the 2. Hayward from outside. Jordan with the rebound. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Goes up the baseline. Hayward grabs the board. Dish now to Ball. Takes the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ball's got the first 3 points tonight for the Hornets.
Wow, he's just incredible at understanding the game. Hayward is so good at making the defense pay for leaving guys open. Oh, great flow to that possession. 2 players totally in sync with each other.
Pass to Rozier. Hayward looking around. Back to Rozier. That's tipped, and he recovers it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I love seeing Hayward get aggressive. Get active and take on the defense.
And a move Hayward perfected last season, coming to a full stop in the lane and hitting that little short jumper.
Yeah, Greg, he'd stop and defenders would just keep going. Every player uses different tactics to create separation. For Hayward, that became his go-to move off the bounce.
And he makes the first.
And with Hayward, you get a little bit of everything. The scoring, the passing, the rebounding. An all-around threat.
Hayward hits them both.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
And there's the pass to Harden. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
This is Harden's specialty. He's a wizard at getting contact, finding a way to finish.
And C-Web, the strength and conditioning of James Harden, something I'm not certain everybody has an appreciation for.
Yeah, and to your point, back in high school, despite leading Artesia to back-to-back state championships, Harden dealt with asthma and was frankly out of shape. Over the years, dedication to diet and training, that enabled him to reach new heights.
Find the lane. One shot.
And last season, we saw teams double and trap James Harden more than any other player in the league. As soon as he crossed half court, they did not want the ball in his hands.
Now, here's Ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
That one goes in.
And with a guy like Hayward, I mean, you can forget the analytics. The mid-range jumper, I mean, it's a good shot for him.
Yeah, and all the trapping had to frustrate Harden. But whatever may come, he's going to make the right play.
Yeah, and you can't do it because he's not just a good passer. He's a great passer. He averaged over double digits assists the year they played him at point guard. He makes you pay for sending help.
Here is Hayward following the bucket by the Nets. Ball, the pass to Rozier, and another three for Charlotte.
Oh, beautiful looking three ball from Rozier, really expanding his range.
Outside Irving, pass to Harden. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
They've come out with guns blazing, 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D really.
Jordan against Rozier. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Big Red, defended by Hayward. And another three from Harden. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
He's putting the hammer down. Dominant quarter for him, trying to push out that lead.
Ball kicks to Rozier. Fires the three. He doesn't hit that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. They defeated Indiana in their last one.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
They just looked a step quicker all game long. They knew they had an advantage on offense.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
They got that little burst of energy in the extra period. Once they survived regulation, they were not going to let this one slip away.
For the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Brown, he's checked in for James Harden. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Now here's Graham. A 14-point game for him in the win against Toronto. Dishes it to Bridges. Will it go? And he lays it up and in.
The ability to score in close. Bridges showing some nice touch and concentration from his head.
Big Red.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Passes to Biyombo. He kicks to Graham. And he banks in the layup.
Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
Here's Big Red coming off a solid outing against Indiana. Out to Harris. No good from outside.
Oh, that's just a lucky break for the deep. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
McDaniels passes to Bridges. Here's Graham. Oh, that's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile one block.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Here's McDaniels. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shot clock at 5.
You expect him to make those. They got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Pass to Big Red. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Now, here's Monk. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Graham inside the line. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And he gets it to go.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Graham. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about fear.
Dinwiddie outside. Here's Big Red. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Yeah, great job of getting the look before the horn sounded and gaining some momentum.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Nets. They lead by 4. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Showing no mercy right now. The shooters look frustrated seeing so many of their shots get stifled.
Nets leading by 4. Griffin is out there with Big Red. Then there's Harris. Then there's Brown. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Brown, good. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts of maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Here's Big Red. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
4 rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
In for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Big Red. James Harden, he's checked in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Now, here's Ball. Some good scoring numbers for him right now, averaging 17 points a game. Hayward on the wing, fires the 3, buries the long-range jumper. Hayward's got 7 points.
I like that Hayward knows exactly what to do with the ball. I mean, he gets in good position and lets it fly.
Jordan, the pass to Durant. Oh, and the jam by Durant.
That's how you get your boys on the bench going crazy. What an incredible dunk by Durant. Never ceases to amaze me.
And see, well, really, because of that raw athleticism, Rozier was a mid-first round pick back in 2015. And you can see, though, that skill set is evolving.
Well, that's why Charlotte gave him a 3-year, $58 million contract. I mean, the feeling is he's still reaching his full potential. We saw signs of growth last year.
Here's Zeller following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Harris against Hayward. Harris passes to KD. Over Rozier. And it's Durant. That time on the assist from Harris. KD's got the lead up to 13 now for Brooklyn. Rozier looking around. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Hayward against Harris. 6 to shoot. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. And it's off the back rim. No good. The pass to KD. Now here's Jordan. He's covered by Zeller. Jordan can't get it to go.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Greg, maybe not the tallest big in the league, but Washington's reach is the great equalizer.
He stands only 6'7", but that 7'2" wingspan, it allows him to play big, snatch rebounds in traffic, and make contested shots in the paint. I think the young fella's got a bright future.
And the first one drops. Chris, you played for 5 different teams in your career and a number of different coaches. As you look back, what percentage of great coaching is X's and O's? And what percentage is just inspiring your players and getting them motivated?
X's and O's are probably the most important. You need a coach that can adapt his system to the players on his team, to the teams that are coming up, that can adjust in coaching style. And so I definitely think as far as that, the coaching, the skill set, and the play calling is definitely important. And I think motivation has a part to play as well.
Credit to Jordan for finishing in spite of the foul. He never relents on the play.
The Nets shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
He hits the second from the line. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Now, here's Rozier. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
Love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
Harris kicks to KD, and the dunk by Jordan.
And any lob to Jordan is about as sure a thing as you can get. So athletic for a big with tremendous hands, and big fella knows how to get in prime position for those alley-oop feeds.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Bad shot selection as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
Big Red's checked in for Harris. The Hornets also with a sub. Bridges checks in. Outside, Ball. Zeller finds Rozier. Over Harden. And it's Rozier missing.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right.
One of the best point guards in the league. Getting inside and finishing. Kyrie Irving.
Here's Ball. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Ball with it. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
You know, his offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
There's 1:17 left now here in the second. A deep 3 from Harden. He can't get it to go. And it's the Hornets taking it the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. And here is Bridges. 8 points his last outing, just 5 to shoot. Charlotte needs to get a shot up. And the basket by Rozier.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 10. Left side, KD. Got a piece of it. Bridges with the steal. 7-second difference, shot and game clock, and the shot goes down. Ball's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, this is the kind of teammate Zeller is, willing to give it up when he has guys open.
Rozier against Harden. From downtown, drains it from beyond the arc. Harden's got 13.
And when Harden gets to cooking, you gotta feed him. You gotta keep feeding him. He's an excellent rhythm scorer.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Hey, James, we know that scoring seems to come easy for you. How do you create that mentality out there?
I just like to have fun. You know, it's all for the kids. It's all for the fans. You know, I think that's what we're here for. And so, you know, guys just go out there and compete, have fun, and just play hard.
My family doesn't think it's all for the kids, but I appreciate your sentiment. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 13 points and 1 block. This has been a bounce-back game for him after some struggles their last time out. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
And so far, the Beard has owned the game. He's getting to his spots. It's just going to work. Tough shot maker, shooting ready in the face. The defense has not been able to stop him.
And over to Kenny. Your thoughts on the Hornets first half?
They aren't playing tight enough defense. That's pretty clear. There needs to be a lot better communication. Guys are playing defense on an island a lot of times, and that's getting them burned.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. On the floor for Charlotte, Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Ball out there with Rozier, and it's Hayward in at the small forward. And it's blocked. Down low, and the dunk by Zeller.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. I don't mean style points. He gets it in there.
Well, it's easy to see how Harden's been the league's top assist man before. I mean, he makes the special feeds.
Rozier kicks to Zeller. Let's go. The rebound by the Nets. At one point, they led by 16.
And talk about playing small. Last year, Charlotte had Rozier and Devontae Graham on the floor together for much of the time. Both players right around 6'1". But you know what? They held their own.
Here's Ball. James Harden picking up that last basket. Zeller dishes to Hayward. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 9 points for Gordon Hayward.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And of course, Rozier played a fair amount of off guard before he came to Charlotte.
And Kevin, back in Boston, he learned how to move without the ball, where to spot up. And those may have been hard lessons early on, but the development paid off. Rozier's become a much more versatile talent.
Charlotte calls timeout. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way to slow his roll.
Brooklyn making a change here. Harris is checked in. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Biyombo is checked in for Cody Zeller. McDaniels comes in for P.J. Washington. Malik Monk, he's checked in for Terry Rozier. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Ball. Now, here's Biyombo. No points in the game yet for him.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
Nets leading by 13. Here's Big Red. 8 points for him. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Graham, a rebound by the Nets. Big Red's got 7 rebounds in the game.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Pass to Monk. And here's Biyombo. Over Irving. And the Hornets miss again.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
And that one drops for him. And that's now 10 points for Big Red.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no life at the end of the tunnel.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And thinking back, Biyombo selected 7th overall because of the pre-draft measurements and workouts, which were unreal.
He has a 7'6" wingspan, flashed tremendous speed for his size. He also has showed a mature, positive attitude. He can speak 5 languages. Scouts came away impressed with his total package.
Brooklyn making some changes. Durant's checked in for Griffin. Bruce Brown comes in for Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. The Hornets also with a sub. Bridges, he's checked in for McDaniels. Now, here is Irving. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Hayward, and Hayward with the stuff.
And this is why you got to keep Hayward out of the paint. He loves to try and finish around the rim.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. 17 points was their biggest margin. Passes it to Durant. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this thing. That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the play.
Hits the 3-point bomb. Dinwiddie's got 7.
But he doesn't have a clear path to the hoop, so why not? I mean, pull up and bury the 3 in transition.
Hayward finds Graham. 1:16 left in the third quarter of the game. 5 on the clock. And Durant sends it back.
But Durant has arms that just keep on going and going and going. You aren't going to be able to just get a shot by it.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. And it's the Hornets with the ball after the basket by Brooklyn.
And making an immediate impact in this league, Graham was a tremendous find in the second round.
Yeah, the 34th pick in 2018. Some scouts felt he had a low ceiling, but someone who never loses confidence because he's had to prove himself at every level. That makes you battle-tested, and it prepares you to affect winning.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Jordan, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The Hornets also changing it up. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. P.J. Washington comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Ball subbed in for Monk. And he makes both free throws. Brooklyn leading by 19. Dinwiddie outside. Durant for 3. Ball with the rebound. For Charlotte, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Bridges shot. Good.
And the level of focus Bridges has, great job working his way through the contact.
The Nets have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. The 3 from KD. Hornets trail by 17. In the corner, it's Bridges. Pass to Graham. Back to Ball. Here's Zeller. Offline. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets lead by 17. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Hornets trail by 17. We've got Brown. Big Red out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's Durant. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. So that's the Nets 5. Now the pass to Washington. It's tipped, but they recover it. Brown, the pass to Big Red. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 14 points for Big Red.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Now, here's Rozier. Bridges misses.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
KD finds Brown. 2 points. That one goes.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Hornets trail by 21. Ball feeling it out a bit. Pass to Rozier. In the corner, it's Bridges. Over Durant. Bridges shot. Good.
Now, this is what we saw from Bridges in college. The live body. Able to make contact and complete play.
Timeout called the Nets.
And one of the things that stands out when you see Bridges, that explosive leaping ability.
But yeah, he gets off the ground quickly and makes adjustments in mid-air. There's a smoothness to his athleticism. He's still putting it all together, but there's a lot to work with.
He's checked in for Brown. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Passes it to Big Red. Oh, Dinwiddie in position.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
Oh, man, so unselfish. He's doing a great job creating for others and making pinpoint passes.
Pass to Rozier. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Jordan.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Oh, you love seeing Harden take off of the slam. He has just unreal hops.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
That's a 2 from Rozier. That one a little long.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. I mean, come on. It's not a smart shot.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Charlotte making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Hayward. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got his 3rd assist on the night. Brooklyn leading by 21. Jordan up top. Chris, you had some great battles with those guys in the 2020 Hall of Fame class, like Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett. I know you're going to join them in Springfield in the Hall of Fame soon as well.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. It was an honor playing against these guys. You know, when you think about Kobe and the Mamba mentality, as a friend, you just miss that competitive spirit, and it was an honor to call him an opponent and a friend. Tim
dunking, and you had to be prepared when you went up against him and his great Spurs team. And same with Kevin Garnett, just energy and passion, and one of my favorite players of all time. So it was an honor playing against them and an honor to call them friends.
Here's Big Red after Gordon Hayward's bucket. Here's Big Red out to KD. And a miss there on the triple. Left side, Ball. The pass to Washington. .153 left to play in the final quarter. And it's Rozier missing.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Here's Big Red. Back to Durant. Lock at 6. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's foul number 2 for him. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Big Red. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Landry Shamet subbed in for James Harden. Hornets trail by 19.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Brooklyn.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Big Red.
Oh, he was a scary man at the defensive end with all those blocks. Even the shots he didn't get a hand on, he affected. He forced a lot of misses out there tonight.
Here's Monk after the basket by Brooklyn, and it's Martin missing.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Here's Claxton. Basket counts.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Back to Monk. Lets the 3 fly. Kept alive by Charlotte. McDaniels kicks to Martin. Now Monk. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
You know, we just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.